I've been getting a lot of questions the last few days on my older Amazon Fire 10 HD videos, and I wondered why. So sure enough, I fire up Amazon.com, and I'm greeted with the price of $89 for this guy right now, which is an absolutely fantastic deal. Link will be in the description. It does help the channel, but before you click on that, just understand, I think they might be putting these on sale and blowing them out to make space for a perhaps refreshed version of this to come out in the next couple of months. Because while they've normally kept to the last few years a 3-year development cycle or a 3-year refresh cycle for their tablets, last year they came out with an 8-inch, a new 8-inch, with 2 years on it only. So that's something that they might be switching to, a 2-year cycle to refresh their tablets, in which case this guy, the 10-inch, would be getting a new version this year. But if you're okay with that, you're saving a ton of money, even on the new one. The new one's going to come out at the regular price, $150. For $90, you're getting one heck of a device still that I think, as long as you understand that, you're getting a lot of value here. So let's talk about it. Number one, you're still getting a couple years of support at minimum. I know that I'd previously seen 5 years of support for the Amazon tablets, but I think that's down to 4. But even still, you get another 2 years plus of support on this. And Fire OS is relatively low maintenance. They dumb it down to a point where it's meant to do what it's meant to do in their ecosystem, and it does it well. So you're not going to have to worry about support there or anything really breaking or going wrong. For Android Police, the articles I do, I've gotten a chance to play with a lot of different tablet devices. We've had a bunch of them with Samsung, a few from Lenovo, and they all they're all more expensive than the Amazon tablet, but they all try to offer one really killer feature that comes in well above of the Amazon tablet, whether it's a much better display or a better build or more RAM, full versions of Android. And they all do that, and that's fine, but when you get back and use this device again, you understand that it's really, really tough to beat the complete package that the Amazon Fire devices offer. And that's performance, that's display, that's battery life, that's a little bit of the build. We'll talk about that. But overall, it's the value. And then when you talk about $90 for this, for a fully functioning HD tablet, 10-inch display, that's a lot for your money. So let's talk about what you still get with your Amazon Fire. So a lot of people ask me, one of the questions I get all the time are the ads annoying? Do they pop up when you're trying to do something? This is it. So you basically go to your lock screen. This is the only ad you're going to see when you get the ad-supported one. Now, you can remove this after the fact if you want. If you're completely annoyed by it, you could go in. But what I suggest is go ahead and buy this one here. If you like it, then go ahead and spend the $20, $15, $20, whatever it is, on the back end to remove the ad. So you're not charged for that up front. Performance is still good. Is it blazing? No. Was it meant to be blazing? No. This is a content consumption device. It'll work fantastic for that. It's smooth enough. It does enough. It still has a great Instagram experience, especially in comparison to iPad. You get a nice big full screen Instagram app that you have here. And a lot of people, I know we talk about Android and we talk about it not having a full version of Android on here, and you have to sideload for some things, and one of the casualties of that being the YouTube app. The YouTube app that's here is not completely useless. It still works for what you want. You're still going to be able to watch videos. You're still going to be able to enjoy them. I never really found it to be that annoying. You don't get some of the other settings that you'd think at a glance, at a touch. It can be a bit of a pain, but overall, you're still going to be able to watch videos. You're still going to be getting them in HD. You're still going to get them with full resolution, all the rest of it. So I wouldn't really worry about that and have that be something that holds you back from getting one of these. And of course, if it annoys you, then go ahead, sideload Android. Not that big of a deal. You get Google Play services. You get the full Google Play Store. And you get the regular YouTube app. And then you could go to town on that. Of course, Twitch, Netflix, light gaming. Again, I wouldn't be trying to play Call of Duty Mobile at 120 frames on this, at high settings on this. Microsoft 360. There's a lot of things that you could do with this. Productivity, email, watching stuff in bed, and getting that 10 hours of screen on time, especially if you're just watching media. 10 hours of screen on time plus. It really makes a difference. And then there's the Amazon stuff, the ecosystem stuff. This, because of the build that we talked about earlier, that for a lot of people might be a negative because it's not I guess you'd call a flagship build or a premium build because it's just a plastic device. that makes it perfect for a kid. You're going to hand this to a kid as their first tablet or something they have to take to school, something they can watch on the bus if they have a bus or a train ride, or if you have a train ride to work. This is something you throw in your bag and you forget about. If you have a big fancy tablet, whether it's an aluminum body or a glass back or any of these things, a $400, $500, $600 tablet, I don't care what you think, you subconsciously treat that device differently. You're not throwing that around. You're not taking it out of the house unless you absolutely have to. These Amazon tablets have always been value that you didn't need to worry about whether you needed it that day or where it was going or if you had to be careful with it or whatever. It's plastic. You can throw it around. It's rugged. It still works. You can have a cracked back, cracked display, cracked. These things are meant to go through anything and still work. Your screens popping off. They're not the best quality control in the world, but when you're kind of in that mindset, that's what you're looking for. Plus, you got the dual speakers on top. They sound plenty good. They don't distort. They get decently loud. You get stereo speakers, which is nice for content. USB-C charging, which was a big upgrade they made a few years ago, really helps with charging. Doesn't take a year anymore. And a headphone jack, which is even going out of mid-tier devices now. You can't even get a headphone jack anymore. Still got your headphone jack for your wired headphones. Micro SD card expandability there that we talked about. So you could load up movies, you could load up songs, you could load up books, ebooks. Put them on here. If you got the Kindle store, you've got your newspaper subscriptions, your magazine subscriptions, all of that for $90. And then it's fully functioning. You know, those old $90 Android tablets, you couldn't even sign in without it stalling out. This one runs well. It's supported. It's got a major company behind it. Take advantage of that. So if you're okay with possibly getting the older version, if a new one, if you're not one of those people that, I bought this for $89 and the new one came out 2 months later, what my luck? I'm letting you know ahead of time that's a distinct possibility. And this price might be because they're trying to blow them out. But if you're okay with that and you want fantastic value in a beautiful bright display, which looks great for content for the price range, go ahead and pick one up. You could do a heck of a lot worse, I'll tell you that. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.